Guys, this video is at length and I've sectionalized it into two. The first part is about Honorable Sports Minister's first ever interview on our Black Stars after our elimination from this ongoing World Cup. And the second part is about our Black Queens and our pre-WAFCON friendly game this evening in Morocco against the Le Elephant of Ivory Coast. We'll be checking out every bit of details from these updates. Before I do this, there's a new platform we are growing together. If you are new here, subscribe to, hit on the post notification bell for more updates. Let's like this video together and share to other social media platforms. At least we need to leave our thoughts and comment decently in the comment box for special shoutouts in my subsequent videos. Straightforward. Let me start from Honorable Sports Minister's first ever interview on our Black Stars after our elimination from this ongoing World Cup. This morning on 3FM 92.7, there's one of the sister stations of Media General. He spoke at length. It was an extensive interview, about an hour and 60 minutes. So this tells us the length of the interview and the things he said. Particularly, let's talk about our Black Stars and other sporting events. The first part was about Ghana National Under-20 boys. We all know that, God willing, next year, Ghana will be hosting the Under-20 AFCON tournament. And according to Honorable Sports Minister, we can't host this AFCON tournament if we don't upgrade our facilities. Because Ghana will be 70 years, God willing, next year. Same as CAF will be 70 years. So there's a strong connection of which we need to improve on our sporting facilities to host this Under-20 AFCON tournament. Secondly, he spoke about the general performance of the Black Stars at the ongoing World Cup. We have been eliminated from the round of 32. And according to Honorable Sports Minister, if he had that power before the end of this World Cup qualification here in Africa, he would have sacked Otto Addo before even proceed with the World Cup tournament. But everything that he can say is that generally the team didn't perform badly, but you could have done better. He also spoke about the payment details of the players as well. They are going to receive their monies, and according to him, they are going to take it on card. They are not going to give it to them by cash or any other means. And he also spoke about the contractual details with the new Black Stars technical team. We all know that at the end of this month, they are going to end their contracts with the Black Stars. And according to Honorable Sports Minister, he has solicited for ideas. He has made a lot of conversations so far. And with the things coming out, the best thing they could do is to at least extend his contracts. One thing we shouldn't forget is that with their short stints with the Black Stars, head coach Carlos Queiroz was taking home $80,000. It's not the $100,000 that was circulating on the various social media platforms. So we should take note of all these things and know how best we can build our Black Stars together. Briefly, let's enjoy all the words from Honorable Sports Minister. Please, it's at length. So get time, you get your popcorn, you get your soft drinks or some wine, and you sit behind your phone, your television, and watch every details. I'll be back with the camp of our Black Queens.
That the private sector can also get involved.
So if we're staying a little longer on the funding, so I spoke about the 900% increase from 61.8 million cedis to 617.9 million cedis, and that's it for the allocations. In fact, it is by all 23 government ministries, yours is the highest.
Well, this is also because we did not receive anything for CAPEX in 2025. And so when in 2026, we commence the process for the construction of the three stadia, we now had CAPEX. So we had the CAPEX of 200 million being allocated as compared to zero in 2025. And also in 2026, we also had a World Cup. And a huge percentage of that money was also allocated for our participation in the World Cup.
Then it comes to the question about the breakdown. So you spoke it was about the CAPEX.
150 million was actually allocated for purposes of the World Cup, 200 million for the commencement of the three stadia. So a chunk of it went into just these two items, which were not available in 2025. So it was not a jump per se that now you have so much that you can be able to commit some into renovating your facility. That's what I'm saying. We're still having a conversation around how to deal with renovation of some of our facilities and to make sure.
Let's start Black Stars before we go on the break. We just returned from the World Cup.
Yep.
What would be your individual independent assessment of the team that performed at the World Cup?
Well, I would say the country abounds with a lot of talent, and I believe that when given the opportunity and put together to train and compete much more together, we will go very, very far.
But how
we shouldn't also forget that. Well, I'm trying to lay a foundation before I talk about how we did, because if I talk about what we did without the foundation, it may. Don't forget that we failed in 2024 to qualify for the AFCON 2025.
Yes.
So we were one country that was at the World Cup that did not have opportunity of our players playing together in any serious competitive competition before the World Cup. So we mixed that opportunity. Coted'ivoire had it, Senegal had it, Morocco had it, I think Cabo Verde had it, Egypt had it, even Tunisia that left much earlier, I think we mixed out. So we never really had opportunity of these players playing together beyond the qualifiers. Of course, the change of the coach came late.
And why was it left that late?
Well, you know that as a minister, I've publicly spoken about the need to look at our technical side of everything.
Yeah.
But you can't do it alone. You, the minister or the ministry or government, is needed in the appointment. But when it comes to the firing, you cannot do it alone. You may propose, but you need the FA to come on board.
So how early did you propose, and what was the delay? How long was the delay before it eventually happened?
If I had my own way, this could have happened even before we concluded our campaigns towards the qualification. End, before we concluded. That was so that it would have given the chance, a new coach, the opportunity, because by the time we played our final games and the rest, we were sure of
qualification. So that's the time you wanted the
new
coach
that
to
if it had happened really at that time, would have given him much more time, one more qualifier, and then almost all the friendlies to play.
What was the GFA saying as the reason why they wanted to?
Well, they also shared, in my opinion, but they thought that let's finish the qualification process and then we can then do a proper analysis.
Yeah, we finished.
But finally, we finished. We played friendly. So in the course of the friendlies, things exposed themselves, and we all finally now agreed that we needed to do it, and it was smooth. You see, if we had pushed earlier that no, this is what you wanted, you could have created some problems that we all don't want. But so we all agreed finally, and we did it at the time that we did it, and it was smooth, except that we must admit it didn't give the coach enough time to be able to prepare the team.
In terms
so the coach can only came in more from his comfort point, and so focused a lot more from his comfort point rather than the defensive comfort point, rather than working entirely in almost all the departments of the team. And I believe that these are lessons that we've learned. So in analyzing all these situations, I wouldn't say that the team did badly, because this was a team that when it was leaving, many of you, the analysts, gave them no chance that they will not even cross the group stage, that they will just go and be beaten as per the facts and then the history. That in the group, you were ranked 74. The closest to you was ranked 34, Panama. Then you have England. Then you have Croatia. All these are ranked topped. So how were you going to? So the thing was that we were going to just get, but this was a tournament that after 2 games,
we knew we had
qualified for the next.
So our performance, you're impressed generally.
Well, I won't say that. No, like I said earlier, football is passion, emotions, and everything. So you don't expect somebody to do well. The person starts doing well, you are happy, and then you start to aim even much higher. And so when you mix some way somehow, it doesn't give you full joy. So I wish we had gone further.
More, but we did well. We did
because
okay.
Look at the situation. Though football doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
The only team that is still in the competition till now from our group or that we have encountered is the one that could not beat us. All the other two that beat us are already out. Croatia 2-1, they are out. Colombia 1-0, they are out. England that we drew with are still in there. That's the nature of football.
Okay. So, fair enough. We did okay. We could have done better.
We could have. I think that, well, seeing what, especially Colombia was a good side. They were disciplined. They had played together. They took advantage of what we suffered, because you all know that we suffered some injuries at the back, and so it put a lot more pressure on us, and they took advantage at the time. Senaya was down with an injury, and we conceded that goal, and it remained so till the end. And so they just took their advantage. Their lessons have been learned, and I believe that let's congratulate the team for what it is that they were able to. I would say that it was a fair success for this campaign, knowing what we knew before we went in there, getting to the round of 32, for me, going out of the group stage to where we reached and how we exited. Even though people will say whether you lost by 1-0 or 5-0 or 10, you still exited. Yes.
So when we got to round of 32, 13.8 million cedis, that's what the country got.
That is what we will get.
That is what we will get. So we don't have the money yet.
Yeah, we don't have the money yet.
If we get the money, I mean, when we get the money, does it go to the GFA? It comes to the ministry?
No, so when we establish the sports fund, there's an act, 1159. That act says every money that as a country we make in our participation in any competition, in any international competition, whatever, whether it is athletics, whether it is volley, whether it is badminton, whichever, goes into the sports fund.
All of it?
All of it. The state will not even take anything for other budgetary support.
So the 30 million is going into the sports fund.
Unfortunately, we will not get 13.8 million because already FIFA had advanced some money to us for the preparation.
Out of the 13.8?
Out of the 13, 13. You know, for every country that qualified, you were given, I think, 9.5. Later on, they enhance it. And out of that 9.5, they will give you an advance for preparation.
Okay.
So that when we went for the World Cup 2026,
we got
the money that we got is being put into this for people to be able to track.
Okay, makes sense. Let me take you a few steps back, and well, still on the Black Stars, of course. So we sacked Coach Otuado, appointed Carlos Queiroz as coach for the World Cup. After the tournament, when we exited, he released a statement that almost communicated as though he was resigning. Later, we got to know he's not resigning. His contract has not ended. I understand it ends in August.
No, it ends this month.
It ends this month. What is the plan of? I mean, you also said that you play a role in appointing. You have a lot of say when it comes to appointing a coach. What's the ministry's direction in the coaching direction of the Black Stars? Are we maintaining him? Are we beginning negotiations, or we think it's not good enough for sacking him? What are we looking at?
I am part of the
team
group that will have a conversation. I'm not the final say. And so it will not be appropriate to share my clear opinions at this platform when we've not concluded the conversation around it. But what I'm picking from speaking to all those who I think one need to speak in is that we should give him the opportunity to stay a bit longer, and that he has proven
He can
that
do a job.
a coach matters, and he can do a job if given the time to do so. That is the feeling. We are only discussing other conditions of engagement. That is the conversation that is going on now. Don't also forget that we are in July. We have only August to go. After that, in September, we start the AFCON qualifiers, and we are coming against Cote d'Ivoire first. In a way,
he's getting a 2-year contract.
Well, it's appropriate. If we have to give him, I would also join those who are calling for 2 years. So it will take you through to the AFCON. So there can be some level of stability. He can focus very well, prepare the team, and maybe we need to set him a target also for AFCON. If he achieves...
Win the AFCON.
The AFCON is in, win or represent us at the very final stage. Because for a very long time...
go to the final and lose, you better not go. Just go and win the thing.
You look at not qualifying to win is a good one if you achieve that.
The contract is signed for the World Cup. The details remain sketchy, Honorable. You've spoken about transparency. People do not know how much he's on. How much is the coach earning?
No. We spoke about this long ago. There were people who speculated and said he was earning 100,000. I said no. The coach earned just about, I think it was $80,000. The coach was not earning 100,000.
So 20,000 shy of the 100,000.
Yeah, shy of the 100,000.
Okay.
And we made his contract more of performance-based. And that was what we did with him.
And now that he has performed, it means he is likely to get more.
Yes, of course. There was something for taking us out of the group stage to the next stage. I don't have the figures of it, but we spoke to this before the World Cup. I mentioned it, so I'm surprised that we say that it wasn't spoken about. I spoke to it.
So the new contracts the conversations that are ongoing, how much are we looking at here? What are we pegging our highest at as a nation?
Well, we haven't pegged anything.
If we don't, it means the coach can come and say he wants
let him come and say. Let him come and say what he wants, and then based on that, we'll talk.
How much are we willing to give him?
And I'm saying that let him come and say we are not negotiating on this platform. When we finish and then we agree, we will come and inform you.
I see. If we're still talking about the Black Stars, when we went to the World Cup, there were concerns about ticketing.
Yeah.
And people are talking a lot. The president said, we're not able to carry all of you to go to US and go and watch the game. So the people in the US, go and watch the game. We'll support you with tickets.
Yep.
Now there are reports that people in the US were buying tickets from Ghanaians here. And people are attributing it to officials belonging to the ministry, to the FA and all of that. I'm sure it has come to your notice.
No, it's come to my notice.
Yes.
But all those things...
Yes.
Individual travel and tour companies also had some tickets they bought from the FA, and because they couldn't move the people that they wanted to move because they didn't get visas, will sell tickets. But what we as a ministry, government procured, nothing was put on sale. I've heard all those.
How many did the ministry procure?
We procured, in all, our intentions was to secure 3,000 tickets in all, 1,000 per game. But we didn't get all these 1,000 per game. The only game we got a full 1,000 was Ghana-England. The rest was about 974 and another 950 something for each of the two games. For England, we got 1,000 tickets. But you see, 1,000 tickets out of so many people who are looking for tickets, you still have a number that will not get.
it. So how was it distributed?
So what we did, we had supporters union. We didn't take them to Canada. The Ghana-Panama game, we didn't have the supporters union. We took a deliberate decision that the logistics of moving round was so difficult that we want to focus in a country where majority of the games will be played, which is the United States of America. So our game in Canada against Panama we didn't have our core supports union being there. Some on their own went. Supports union being there. Some on their own went. So we had more tickets to spare to give out to Ghanaians in diaspora in Canada than we had in the United States of America. Because by the time we came to the United States of America in Boston and Philadelphia, we have then now moved the supporters that we were moving, the few that we were moving into the United States of America. And many more Ghanaians from ministries, departments.
So these are some of the interesting revelations from Honorable Sports Minister Kofi Adams Idi, particularly about our Black Stars. Now let's talk about our Black Queens and our pre-WAFCON preparation. So far, so good. A warm-up game this evening at the Per Jago Stadium in Casablanca, Morocco. We defeated Elephant of Ivory Coast, Ivory Coast female senior national team, by a goal to nil. They didn't give details of the match as to the starting lineup, as to how you can enjoy the game, but they've shared some things with us that I want to share with you on your screens. According to their Twitter page, this is what they've posted. A 75th minute winner from Sharon Sampson gives us a 1-0 victory over Ivory Coast in our WAFCON warm-up game. So Ghana defeated Ivory Coast by a goal to nil. Goal scored by Sharon Sampson. She scored the only goal of the game for our Black Queens. You can see some celebrations ongoing. Quickly, let's enjoy this celebration shared on the Twitter page of Ghana Black Queens. So these are some of the interesting updates coming out. Unfortunately, we didn't get the stream to get you the highlights on this platform, so we didn't capture anything. What we need to share with you is the details of the game as to how the scoreline was for the Black Queens. You know that some of these matches are behind closed doors so that they can fine-tune their tactics, sharpen their skills, build a team chemistry, and know how best they can approach this WAFCON tournament. We shouldn't also forget that our first game is on the 29th of July 2026. That is Ghana versus Cape Verde or Cape Verde. And on the 2nd of August will be our second game against Cameroon. Our last game will be played on the 6th of August 2026 against Mali. So we have tightly contested matches in the group. We have to move ahead so that we can qualify to the World Cup. And one thing we shouldn't also forget about this WAFCON tournament, that is the 2026 WAFCON tournament, is that it's going to be more significant and historic because it's going to serve as a qualification pathway for the 2027 Women's World Cup in Brazil, which is scheduled between June and July 2027. And the first semi-finalists of this WAFCON will make it automatically to this World Cup tournament. And of course, Ghana needs to be part. So these are some of the exciting updates from the camp of our Black Queens. As we gave that support to our Black Stars, at least we should channel the same energy and rally behind our Black Queens. It's interesting just to score a goal against Ivory Coast on the 75th minute. At the end of the first half, it was 0-0. And 35 minutes after the first half was how Ghana excelled against Ivory Coast. I will meet up with other updates on this platform. And please, before I give you special shoutouts, let me introduce you to your trustworthy home of quality cosmetic products in Ghana, Herald Trading Enterprise. The promo is still ongoing throughout this World Cup period. 20% discounts for every product purchase from Herald Trading Enterprise. So those of us suffering from alopecia, talking of baldness, apampemupa, we have cream and oil for gradual growth, quick growth, and very quick growth. In terms of skin diseases such as acne, pimples, dandruff, stretch marks, and the others, you have quality products to cure all of them. Wherever you are across the globe, please contact Herald Trading Enterprise via the numbers on your screens. You will deliver them to your doorsteps without charging you penny on delivery basis. Everything cosmetics is Herald Trading Enterprise. Your best moment to win one Black Star JC at the end of this month, July 2026. And the question is, how many matches have the legendary, our very own Abedi Ayupele played for the Black Stars so far? Let me see your honest opinion and answers decently in the comment box, as you stand a chance of winning one Black Star jersey by answering this question and other questions correctly and staying consistent on this platform. Before that, let me give special shout out to the amazing commenters under my previous post. You guys are really supporting this platform, and I do appreciate your support. So far, so good with the comments under my previous post. This is Gabriel Adzaka. I do appreciate your support. Beatrice Yeboah. I do appreciate your support. Edward Papasen, Evans Cranche, Mariam One. Family, remember your sister when you are praying. So I don't know whether, okay, so she's sick at this moment. Speedy recovery to Mariam One. I do appreciate your support so far to GHANA-NAIJA Sports. Speedy recovery to you. I know that you recuperate as soon as possible and join this beautiful family. To other cherished viewers and commenters under my previous post, God richly bless us all. Until we meet again on this platform, as a Frenchman will say, au revoir.